All right, we're gonna take a look at this Bin Laden Boogeyman story that they have, claiming to have killed Osama bin Laden's son. So let's see what they're talking about.
Reports in the American media say Hamza bin Laden, the son of the former Al Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, has been killed. The Pentagon has still firm any details of his death. In recent months, the US had offered $1 million reward for information that led them to Hamza bin Laden. BBC.
So my first question is, what's the deal with the Bin Laden Boogeyman? Why can't these people ever seem to let it go? They want to hold on to the whole Bin Laden story and the Al Qaeda affiliation. Um, but also notice we're within that 6 week period leading up to 9/11. So these type of stories are going to come back out to try to re-traumatize people. We're going on the 18-year anniversary here. That's a coding for your number nine. But anyway, let's continue to see what they're talking about.
Chris Buckler reports from Washington.
These pictures were apparently taken at Hamza bin Laden's wedding ceremony. But although America named him as one of the world's most wanted, in recent years new images haven't emerged of the son of Osama bin Laden, and his whereabouts were regarded as a mystery. Earlier this year, US officials offered a $1 million reward for information that led to his capture. The size of the bounty reflected their fears that he was emerging as a key and dangerous figure within the leadership of Al Qaeda.
Okay, first of all, they're offering a $1 million reward for this guy named Hamza bin Laden, which is Osama bin Laden's son. Now they're saying that I guess the reason they're offering this reward is because he had made recent comments regarding wanting to, I guess, attack the U.S. or something of that degree, but no crime has been committed. So how are you going to kill someone for something that hasn't even taken place? You're going to kill someone over a threat that you're claiming, that you're showing no evidence or proof of? That's not good enough. Let's continue.
Hamza has released audio and video messages on the internet calling on his followers to launch attacks against the United States and its Western allies.
His father was
Where's the
responsible
crime?
for the terrorist attacks on September the 11th, 2001.
Now there's the emotional hook. That's where they want to get your heartstrings. They want to make you feel that day again, that September 2001 day, so that you'll applaud them on supposedly killing the, I guess what they want you to believe is the new leader of Al Qaeda, since they killed his dad, over the so-called 9/11 attacks.
Parallel day of death and destruction in the United States. 10 years later, US Special Forces eventually tracked down and killed Osama bin Laden at a compound in Pakistan. There they found letters, apparently written by the Al Qaeda founder, in which he said he was grooming his son to succeed him. America believes Hamza bin Laden is no longer a threat, but the legacy of his father's
How was he ever a threat? He never did anything. He did nothing. No attacks took place under his leadership on the U.S. None of it. So how can you say that he was even a threat?
extremist ideology will continue to cause concern. Chris Buckler, BBC News, Washington.
So,
I'll tell
whilst
you right
media.
now, the real concern is the U.S. They're imperialistic, violent invaders who are looking to take down the world and control it by manipulating your mind with stories like these.
Reports seem to confirm the death of a top Al Qaeda operative. Why is the American government so reticent? Well, here to discuss that is Fawaz Jejes. He's a professor of Middle East politics and international relations at the London School of Economics. Thanks so much for coming in. Clearly no confirmation from the Pentagon, but is it your understanding that he's been killed?
Well, obviously, American officials have told the New York Times, and it seems to me that it's a fact. The reason why the American government has not really revealed, has not really formally or officially confirmed this report, My take on it is probably it involves a very sensitive intelligence operation. My take is that a U.S. ally, either Pakistan or Saudi Arabia, might have carried out the operation. Either the
I don't understand why they never mentioned the fact that Osama bin Laden was affiliated with the CIA before any of the 9/11 attacks ever even took place. So who really trained who? If you want to get to the bottom of the so-called terrorism, um, and now they want to debate over whether he was killed or not. I mean, was he killed or was he not? How hard is it to confirm that? And why are we awarding the death, or why are we celebrating the death of someone who caused us no harm?
Pakistani government on the Pakistani-Afghani borders or the Saudi government in Yemen. And thus, it's not just about, a sensitive intelligence operation. It's about also vulnerable allies. The United States does not really want to embarrass its own allies. So they're keeping the story hush-hush for a while, but I thought ultimately we're going to hear from the U.S. government in the next few hours or next few days.
Tell us how significant a figure Hamza bin Laden was.
Well, if his death is confirmed, this will represent a significant symbolic blow for Al Qaeda. Why?
Yeah.
Hamza, the name bin Laden, carries a great deal of weight for Al Qaeda's, followers. It was the
bomb. That's it right there. The name is the boogeyman. It's not an individual. It's a name. It's a trigger. Bin Laden, Al Qaeda. It brings fear. It brings terror to people in the U.S. So this is their trigger. This is their point of manipulating you energetically, emotionally.
Son of Osama bin Laden, he had been groomed by his father, Osama, to be the crown prince of Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda itself has been really packaging and selling Hamza as the public young face. And if Hamza is killed, it will deny Al Qaeda at least the second generation, young generation, because Al Qaeda now is led by old dying man. And Hamza, being in his 30s and being the son of Osama bin Laden, could have really taken Al Qaeda to the next phase, the next generation.
How potent a force is Al Qaeda? Because perhaps we've become a little bit more used to hearing more about Islamic State in recent months.
In fact, Al Qaeda has never been as potent as it is today. Since 2013-14.
What the hell does that mean? Al Qaeda has never been as potent as it is today? Are you kidding me? We haven't heard about Al Qaeda in years. We've heard about this ISIS, and you want to tell me Al Qaeda has never been as potent as it is today?
Most of us have focused on the so-called Islamic State, and that Al Qaeda in the meantime has been really trying to embed itself. So let me give you an example for your viewers. In Syria, Al Qaeda and Al Qaeda affiliate has probably between 10 and 15,000 fighters. Still, in Pakistan and Afghanistan, Al Qaeda must be taken very seriously. In North Africa, Al Qaeda is a significant force. In Yemen as well. So what Al Qaeda has been doing now is to spread near and wide, even though Al Qaeda has failed to deliver to carry out a spectacular operation along the 9/11 lines. But I think we would ignore Al Qaeda at our own peril, because it's still a potent force, even though it has failed to deliver, to carry out any major operations in the past few years.
That's very interesting. I'm also interested in what you were saying a little earlier about the intelligence services and the cooperation that's going on between America and her allies. Clearly a lot going on that we don't know about.
Absolutely, and that's why it has taken the U.S. government a great deal of time to really basically reveal the information.
Imagine in February, an apologist for the government, and basically using manipulation to garner consent for the evil actions that the U.S. wants to run around the world. That's what this is about.
Of last year, the State Department put $1 million reward on his head, yet he had been killed by February 2019, according to the information.
Yes. Professor Fawaz Georges from the London School of Economics. We must leave it there. Thank you so much for your thoughts.
All right, so there you go. You guys can see what they're doing here. It's a mental manipulation operation. That's what this story is being brought to you for, by these people. But, just use your critical thinking mind and try to sort through this nonsense. I'll catch y'all next time. Take it easy.